All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Boy, look at these crowds. Qualifying just finished. This is the Monticello Motor Club Esports Challenge Season 2. This is basically Race Zero, the showcase, the exhibition, the preseason warm-up race for these drivers. We are excited to get this season underway. It's our second season with Monticello Esports, and we have got one of the most storied tracks in America, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway infield road course, made famous by the Formula One track, the old Formula One layout. And we'll be racing in just a few minutes. So everybody, keep your seats, grab some popcorn, get a soda, or whatever frosty beverage you want at this time of night, and get ready for some amazing racing action.
I must say, this is super exciting to be here back for the second season of the Monticello Esports Series. Lots of familiar faces in this showcase event. Super excited to see the progression over the course of this season and all of the drivers coming back and showing that progression here. I guess on the big screen, and I want to say thank you to Derek for having me back for a second year.
I know.
This is
I
super
didn't even introduce you, Demetri. I kind of thought we were going to like a commercial break or something. I should have introduced you, man. My trusty co-host Demetro here, who also, if you haven't noticed, runs these amazing camera angles. He's not only the director and the producer, and he's also talking like a coherent racing announcer while punching all the buttons and making this look good and run good for everybody. So we're happy to have you back, Demetro. Thanks for helping us with the Monticello Esports Racing Challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's super exciting to be back, and I think this is a great way to kick it off. Super cool showcase event last year. We ran Miatas and GT4, so why not start with something fresh and brand new, a new track and new cars. So running GT3, the first event, which is super cool. I got to say, I don't know how you feel about this track, Derek, but I love IMS.
Okay, so you just like threw me. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Listen, I've raced at this track. I've driven hundreds of laps at this track. It is historic. Really long straightaway. It's cool with the grandstands. Turn one, super exciting. We are using a little Joker cutout. We're not doing the carousel today, the horseshoe carousel. But I can't say it's one of my favorite tracks. It's a track, right? From a racer standpoint, from the technicality, it's super flat. It doesn't have any elevation. I'm an elevation guy. I'm a Road Atlanta guy, so I can't get too excited about a paperclip, right? But it is Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We've got the Chevrolet truck pace car, and we've got these two Stuttgart Porsches out front, and Josh Green has brought his A game tonight. And we've got the Bucky's car. We've got instructors embedded in the field for the first time. Instructors are not starting from the back of the field. They are qualifying and racing just on the same level as regular members, and everybody in the field is on the same, basically on the same board. So it's going to be exciting, and I'm excited to see what Josh and Trent have got for us here on lap number 1.
Absolutely. No, it's super cool. If we want to run through the grid real quick, it looks like Josh Green was able to qualify on top during that qualifying. It was a super close lap between Josh and Trent, but it looks like Josh was able to itch it out just that slight bit. And then it looks like we got Peter Bank, and I think followed by Paul Barthelms. Great to see him back in the series for this season. Super strong showings last season, so excited to see what he has in store this year. And also a ton of other familiar faces.
They always bring their A game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's great to see them back, and I know super strong, super consistent, and I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table, especially in this new class of car.
Yeah, exactly. These are the fastest cars we've run yet to date in our Monticello Esports Series. So, having guys like Peter Bank and Josh Green up there who race these cars in real life, and they're also really, really good sim racers. Trent is one of our best sim guys. I'm very excited to see this race happen. And you got two Barthelms in the race. You got Jordan Klein out there, Brian Hedian. Grand Poobah of Esports back there in ninth place. Oh, we got 3 Bartholomews. We got a full rack of Bartholomews. The only one we're missing is Melissa, the only one with any class. Green flag. We are green as we head down this super long straightaway to Indianapolis for a big right-hander into turn 1. Trent Walco had a good start there.
Yeah, for sure. Josh holding the inside there, making it almost 3 wide, turning to turn 1. Will Josh open up his hands? It looks like a little bit. Messing up.
Yeah.
I think that was Peter Banks' line.
Yeah. Oh, man. I tell you, that turn 1, SCCA runoffs, something, that's a testament to how good these guys are, because something always big happens in turn 1 at Indianapolis. But we're through there pretty clean.
I must say, yeah, Josh Green up front, and it looks like from my side, there's no incidents thus far. So every single person has made it through turn 1 to 6, it seems.
Yeah, I thought I saw a car spin, but clearly no damage or anything. I think everybody's underway.
Yeah, everyone was underway.
And everybody's moving.
Josh looks like he's got a really, really strong start there. So already starting to put in the laps and put in the time to maybe stretch that gap between Peter Bank. It looks like Trent, though, right behind Peter Bank, followed by Sean McCall, very close.
Yeah. Trent in the Audi machine, man. That's an interesting pick for Trent. Really an interesting pick. Yeah, Peter Banks got his hands full in the Buc-ee's Porsche there.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think the Audi is quite the interesting pick at the end of the day. From me driving the car and testing it out, it seemed like the Porsche was the car of choice, but I guess Trent wanted to switch it up and see what would happen.
Speaking of interesting picks, back in 11th place, you've got Tim McChurch. Monticello, oh, wow. There he is right there. I was just talking about him. And there he is in the lone Lamborghini in the field. Tim McChurch in his first race with the Monticello Esports. We're glad to see him out there. And, hey, the Lamborghini, what a choice by Tim.
Yeah. It's super exciting to see Tim in here. And it was funny talking with Tim earlier. He was telling me that he actually thought that today's race was going to be around Spa. So he's actually been practicing around Spa. So his first time actually trying out IMS was this practice session.
Oh, wow. That's pretty exciting. I would not want to be racing with no practice, but with limited practice, that is.
Yeah, for sure.
But Tim is giving it to Owen there.
Yeah, no, it's a difficult track, and as you were saying, I think you were going to say earlier, it's an interesting track. It's not a gratifying or easy track to drive. It seems as though like a lot of the corners are off camber and turning away from you, so it always feels like the front of the car isn't really hooked up that well.
Sure, and lots of left front tire wear too. You have to be really, as a driver here, you have to really be aware of your tire temps, especially on that left front, because of that banking. When you go between Indy 1 and 2. There is a lot of camber in this track, and that left front takes a lot of abuse all the way around this track.
Absolutely.
These drivers will be on top of these. They'll be on top of that all race long.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And I'm loving that the fight from second to pretty much ninth is within only, I think, 3 or 4 seconds of one another. So super close racing up here at the front of the pack. It's great to see. Right here we're on board with Paul Barthelms and putting in really consistent laps. I think he's just trying to find that perfect time to pass Sean McAuliffe.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Sean McAuliffe out here too. Yeah, there we go. I see that Audi is really good.
Yeah, the exit
really
on that
good
Audi is fantastic.
There.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be one of those things that go ahead.
Well, I was saying, I mean, these Barthelms kids, man, I mean, they have put in the work in real life, working with the instructors and working with their cars. And I know they spend a lot of time in the sim, and it's really paying off here. You can see Paul and Ian and Owen, all of them are really accomplished here in this sim race. They've been doing the work, and it's really paying off early in this race.
You can definitely see it. I mean, you could tell that Paul's playing the consistency game, taking his time, trying to evaluate where Sean is looking in his mirrors. You saw before as he was coming into the second to last corner, sort of showing his nose on the inside. So Definitely
And you see Sean's late on the brakes there. He's a
mhm.
little late on the brakes. Sean was a little deep, so his compromise through that S turn there wasn't great. His geometry wasn't great, and that's letting Paul close the gap on him.
Yeah, for sure. I think Paul is going to have that advantage out of the corners. The Porsche is super hooked up, though, in the corner and on turn-in. So it'll be interesting to see where Paul decides to make that move.
Yeah, Sean's definitely in his mirrors, though. I'm telling you, I think Sean's in his mirrors a little bit,
Yeah, Sean's definitely slowing
which
up a
is
little
exciting.
bit. Yeah, for sure. It's
While we're
definitely
here,
a
man.
good battle here. Looking back a little bit, looks like P6, 7, and 8 are just nose to tail at this moment. Jordan Klein at the front of that train. Oh,
Yeah,
look at that
Hedian.
move.
Well, Hedian. I think Hedian just got around him right there.
That was a bold move. Not usually where you'd see a lot of
Man,
passes, but
look
it doesn't
at
look
this.
like
And
Jordan
then
Klein is taking that.
punch.
Ooh,
Oh
some
my! They're
contact.
sideways. Oh no! Body panels on the track. Hedian and Klein getting tangled there. And the
Yeah, I
Corvette looking to sneak through.
Yeah,
Ian trying to get through there.
that's a hard place to go side by side. I mean, the corner is sharp. It closes really quickly and it falls away from you. So being on the outside there is not an easy place to be.
You see, though, Hedian definitely with his elbows out, right? He was not going to yield. And Klein also not yielding. And contact is what happens sometimes in racing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also, when we're talking about interesting car choices, I'm pretty sure Brian tops the cake there with the Acura NSX. It's not a car that you see that often being run in GT3 in real life and in iRacing. But looks like the car is pretty good under the brakes with that bold move earlier last lap. And was able to capitalize on that move and is currently running in sixth. So it's good move from Brian.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and you see Ian right there in the Corvette. We have, lots of diversity here with the McLarens. Tim's in the Lamborghini, Ian's in a Corvette. Brian is in an NSX, right, which is an inspired choice by the Hedian. This is just good racing. And, Dimitri, I was going to say, how about this crowd? Ticket sales have been insane. I mean, look at the grandstands.
So great. It's great. I mean, if once we go here onto the start finish, hopefully we'll get a good angle of the massive crowd in the stands here at IMS. As we know, Indy 500 brings in hundreds of thousands. I'm pretty sure 400,000 spectators every year. So it looks like we almost got a fully sold out crowd. So it might be the same number right now.
I think Monticello instructors and members bring out similar numbers to Indianapolis, right? So I mean, it's a testament to the quality of the member and the instructors we have at Monticello. I mean,
Absolutely.
They are just really popular with the people of Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm. The crowds don't lie. Look at it. I mean, you can see for yourselves.
Race fans everywhere. Merchandise tables are on fire. The Brian Hedian trucker hats are sold out. The Ian Barthelm's, the Ian Barthelm's tank tops have been flying off the shelves. It's just been a great race day here. The fans are just on their feet.
What a move by Ian Barthelm's! My jaw was
taking the
wide
long
open
way
there.
around.
That's insane.
Taking the long way around.
The front end on that Corvette is wild.
He gave Hedian no room to move there, and as he runs out onto the oval, he's going to make that pass stick.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pratt and Miller makes a great car, and as we can see here, that just holds true. Ooh, it looks like, who's that, Jordan Klein in the background? That went a little wide.
It's Klein in the grass, late on the brakes, couldn't get it stopped.
And I think
just throwing it in there on hopes and dreams.
Yeah, it looks like Schneider is staying close to Jordan Klein there. I mean, not able to capitalize on the little mistake, but definitely showing lots of consistency. May be able to slowly reel in Klein and make a move at some point soon.
I think he will. If he stays consistent, I think he definitely will.
Mm-hmm. Looking around the field, looks like Sean McAuliffe has Paul Barthelme super close to him. As we were talking about before, I mean, he's just waiting at this point. He's trying to force the mistakes one corner at a time. But I mean, it looks like Sean McAuliffe's got a good head on his shoulders, not interrupting or not messing up at any point, dotting his I's, crossing his T's, and making sure he hits all the apexes. But man, Paul Barthelme is just right there. You would not want to look in Sean McCall's mirror right now.
Absolutely. I mean, Ian is. I mean, Paul is in his chimney for sure. And McAuliffe is a poised racer, though. He's very experienced in sim and real life. And so he's used to this kind of pressure, but it is the first race of the season. So, mistakes can happen. And that's what Paul is waiting on right now.
For sure. And it's just looking like the Audi isn't able to get the exit that Paul needs to truly capitalize on any mistake that Sean McAuliffe might make. As you can see, they're weaving down the back straight here. It looks like that Porsche just has some incredible pace.
Yeah, well, also the Audi just does not have the turn in, doesn't have the forward bite. Even though it's an all-wheel drive car, the Porsche is just a little bit better hooked up. I think the Audi's understeering a little bit, and he can't quite get it to turn as well as Sean is getting it.
Yeah, you.
Oh, boy,
goes
look
for
at
the
that!
move.
Look at that right there!
What a lunge!
Oh my goodness!
Door to door makes it stick.
Yeah,
And
here I am talking about how he doesn't have the grip, and then he just
Yeah.
punches right through Sean's. Punches right through for the pass.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think what Paul really needed to do was sort of. It seems like you have to drive this car quite aggressive on turn and really take all the curb you can. Paul seemed to have figured that out and sort of started to realize, like, hey, I just got to make the move that I got to make. I was going to say right here, oh, he goes for the inside. Looks like Paul leaves the door open. They're going to go side by side. Oh, wow. I was going to say, look, one thing that Paul now needs to focus on is trying to build that gap as quickly as possible, because we know the Porsche has the pace. Looking to the inside, Sean McAuliffe diving down. He's going to make the corner.
But he can't get it turned. Oh, he's late on the brake. He dive bombs it and can't get it stopped in time. Can't get it slowed down. Man, that's some good racing right there, though. That Audi, really poised racing. Good job by Paul Barthelmes.
Yeah, great vision from Paul Barthelmes. Not trying to get too aggressive. Sort of let Sean take the inside. He knew he was going to blow the corner, so duck underneath and fire it away. I think Paul's got this place set in stone. Oh, look at that dive from so far back. Look at Sean, though, man. Oof. Ooh, I thought he was going to make it.
Yeah. See, Paul is doing a great job here of just driving his race, right? It would be real easy to get your eyes stuck on Sean McAuliffe, and that would lead to trouble for Paul. But Paul's driving his car, and it's really working for him.
But further up the field, Peter Bank and Trent, two instructors, are nose to tail right now.
Yeah. Trent Walco is not the guy you want to have in your tailpipes like that.
That is a very scary sight. Let's put it this way. If Trent was that close behind me in a race car, I'd probably just let him have it at that point. It's
you'd give a point by. You're like, it's point by city.
I don't care if it's the middle of the 24 hours of Nürburgring. I'm still giving him the point by, because that is a talented driver. Years and years of experience. And Peter's managing it great right this second. He's really hitting every apex and driving the car perfectly, but Trent is just a scary car to have behind you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Look at this.
They're coming up on back markers.
Yeah, Peter Bank already signaling the back markers. Wow.
This might be interesting. I think, look, Peter and Trent are both phenomenal drivers. It'll be interesting to see how either of them capitalize on this back marker here. Yeah. This is not a great place to come up on him either.
This is racecraft at its best, though. These are guys that are thinking creatively, and they definitely are going to try to use these back markers to their advantage.
Ooh, it'll be interesting to see coming up through the back straight right here. Is he able to pass the back marker or not? This is Chris Peterson, and right in front. Looks like Chris is going to move off to the side there and let them continue to battle on their own. Wow, I mean, it looks like, as you were saying before, that Audi's just got it's good out of corner, but just doesn't have that turn in.
Yeah, the Audi, the all-wheel drive platform is really well balanced, pulls really well, but man, sometimes understeer is a problem in those cars.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fundamental issue. That four-wheel drive, as great as it is for exit, it's hard to handle, and especially when you're trying to make that move where you just need a little extra front end, you're just not going to get it. And you can see here coming onto the main straight, that Porsche just is so hooked up. It's able to probably stay flat straight through that final corner, and that's just something that Trent can't do. He's probably having to lift and sort of fight the car as he gets onto the main straight.
There's a really good reason why half the cars in the field are Porsches.
Oh, absolutely. I think all of these drivers have had some time to try out all the different cars, and I think the conclusion that most members and instructors have come to is the Porsche. But you know what? My hat goes off to all the drivers that didn't pick the Porsche or just the Porsche, because it makes it so much more interesting. And you're able to see.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Porsche is awesome. That said, hats off to the guys that get out of the box. I mean, Brian Hedian in an NSX, man. Tip of the cap to Brian Hedian for the NSX, right? He's out there working hard.
Absolutely mega stuff from them. And looking back, it looks like Jordan Klein may have been involved in an incident. We're going to take a quick look at that on the replay. It looks like Jordan Klein is just coming after the long back straight. It looks like it. Is he going to lose it here? Just spins it around. Super unlucky stuff for Jordan Klein. Is there going to be a contact right after this?
Oh, no.
Look at that. Whoa. Real close stuff there. Lucky to not have any additional contact there, but unlucky to lose into that corner. It's a difficult corner to drive. It falls away from you, so if you're on the brakes and you go in there a little too hot, you just might lose it coming out of it.
Excellent driving. I mean, telling you, all these guys, man, from top of the board to the last driver, really good, clean racing here, man. For the first race of the season, I'm pretty impressed. We've got about 4 minutes to go in this race, and Peter Bank is successfully holding off Trent, and Josh Green is in another zip code.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Josh Green's probably sleeping at this point. He's probably in bed, tucked
Josh
in.
Green's already drinking a Gatorade, and he's like, what you guys are doing, it's really cute out there. It's an adorable little race you got going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stuff's
it's nothing but blues and yellows when Josh Green's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, it looks like looking back in the field, John Winters seems as though he may have had an incident. It looks like he's back in pit lane right this second. We're going to jump to that real quick. Coming into turn 1. Sometimes can catch some drivers out. Let's see what happens here. Looking pretty normal right this second. Oh, looks as though he misses the brake marker there, or maybe an issue with the car.
I think he was just late on. Yeah, he just missed it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the car's steering. I don't know. He just missed. He hit on the brakes, man. Couldn't get it turned.
Yeah, it looks like just a little late onto the brakes there. All right. Josh is currently 5 seconds ahead. It looks as though he's losing a little bit of time, though. It looks like Peter's able to is reeling in some of the time there. Maybe the clear air and a little bit of time. Oh, I was about to say that Trent started to fade away a little bit, but not quite. But maybe he's keeping his head on straight and looking forwards.
Yeah, I tell you what, these we've got Paul Barthelms and Ian Barthelms there running in 4th and 6th. Sean McAuliffe splitting those two. Mm-hmm. Brian Hedian running in 7th. Jordan Klein still doing pretty good back there in 11th. But you've got these 3 instructors up front, Josh, Peter, and Trent Walco.
Yeah. And I got to say,
really setting the pace.
Jordan Klein definitely has some pace. Looking at his best lap of a 1:26.52, I mean, he's pretty much in line with the times of Paul Barthelms and Sean McAuliffe. He's not too far off there. It looks as though maybe that late break into or the spin might have cost him a ton of time here, but definitely seems as though he still's got his head on straight and putting in lap after lap after lap.
Pretty close to the white flag. What do you or is that checker there? I didn't know if we were on white flag or checker right now. I'm not sure.
I think we're white flags. 20-minute race.
I think that's the white flag. Yep.
Yeah.
We're at 18:53. So this is the final lap here. Trent is trying everything.
Yeah, I mean it's also so fascinating to see the different lines.
Peter Bank. Yeah, Peter's braking was messed up there. Peter missed that braking zone, and it almost hurt him. It might still hurt him. Trent's closing up on him.
Man,
they're through the Joker onto the midfield straight.
I think that Porsche is just so much faster in a straight line. Is he going to make the lunge? No, that Porsche is really just so fast in the straight line. I mean, even in the toe, Trent just can't do anything.
Yeah, he just does not have the grunt, man.
And you can even tell that there's not even a thought in Peter Banks' mind about like even even slightly move into the inside. He's simply driving his line. He's not even worried about
He's
a
just
lunge or
driving
anything.
his car, and he's not worried. Out onto Indy 1, from Indy 2 to Indy 1, running counter race. Little bump there.
A little wide.
Trent trying to get a little rowdy. Trent trying to get Peter into the grass. It's still not going to be enough.
Oh man, that was too good from Peter. Opening up, coming across the track a little bit, saying, "Hey, you're gonna give me a little bump. I'll show you what's good."
Release. Yeah. And to the checker flag. Hank comes home in second. Trent comes home in third. Josh Green on the top step.
Too good. And if we're looking a little further back, looks like Paul Barthelme's able to hold on to that fourth spot. Sean McAuliffe not too far behind, but Paul Barthelme was able to get into his mode and just drive that thing.
Ian brings it home in 6th place. Brian Hedian moves up from his qualifying spot of 9th to finish in 7th in the Acura NSX. And then we've got Alexander Schneider and George Polos and Christopher Johnson rounding out the top 10. Jordan Klein coming home in 11th.
Yeah, Jordan Klein, just unfortunate with that spin. But, at the end of the day, we do have a second race. So, put that behind you. Keep your head on straight and show everyone what he can do in race 2. And I know that Jordan Klein will definitely have a far higher finish in the second race. And also, I got to say, I love the color on that Porsche.
I was just about to say, Jordan Klein definitely wins the livery race, right? It's the best looking race car on the track.
It's gorgeous. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but man, what a great color on that thing. And Jordan Klein across the line. I think Owen Barthelme's the last one on track. Or maybe, no, Owen Barthelme's already past start finish. Maybe it was trying out turn one more time and seeing how everything looked. So, race results from race 1. Unfortunately,
beautiful facility there.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous stuff. It looks like warm up is actually underway for race 2, so we'll let the drivers warm up and we'll cut to a quick commercial break. Commercials.
All right, we're back for race number 2, race fans, as that big Chevrolet pickup tucks it back into the infield. We'll be turning onto the straightaway, running counter race, Indy Formula One style here for the start of the second race of this showcase feature from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We've got Josh Green and Peter Bank on the front row about to take the green.
Looks like Josh Green is taking his time to go green here. Man, such a long back straight or front straight as we go green here, and it looks like some great starts from behind them. Looks like Josh is going to lose the lead.
Walco on the attack, yeah.
3 wide.
Look at this.
4 wide into turn 1 almost.
Oh man.
Who's brave on the brakes?
We've got body parts on the track, and Peter Bank makes it stick and makes, oh, Josh Green. Josh is going to be unhappy about that.
Looks like maybe even Trent Walco can capitalize on this if he can get a really good exit out of here.
Through turn 3, past the BMW Performance Center building there in the Indianapolis infield, and down to the midfield straight. Look at that. Look at the crowd on his feet. I'm telling you, what a great day for racing here as Peter Bank leads the field through the back half of this infield.
Yeah, and Sean McAuliffe not too far behind, sticking real close to Trent's bumper. Oh, maybe looking towards
McAuliffe shows the nose. Yeah.
Man,
McAuliffe feeling kind of racy.
That Porsche has got some really good front end grip. It looks like Sean McAuliffe was able to get by Paul Barthelmes in the first few corners. Man, testament to that front end grip, and probably the cars in front being 3 wide is a very scary sight to be behind. So maybe Sean McAuliffe was able to capitalize on that. Is really close to Trent there.
Yeah, Walco's got his hands full with this McAuliffe guy. Look at that. Down the front stretch now. Lap 1 is in the books. I love it. These members giving these instructors the business. I am here for it.
Yeah, Paul Barthelmes not too far behind again. I think Paul Barthelmes is on a mission this race, and I know that losing P4 in the first few corners probably wasn't his plan, but I mean, look, we saw the consistency last race, and I think we're going to see that consistency again. But Sean McAuliffe, you know, staying behind looking at Paul Barthelmes' lines last race, you know, maybe he was able to take some notes and find that pace.
Yeah, I tell you, both those Barthelmes boys are insanely competitive. They both want to get to the top step, and they are always digging. Look at this great in-car camera work here. The guys in the control booth doing such a great job. Team Crawford just getting it done today from the control booth.
Yeah, I mean, look, you could see Paul Barthelmes' hands are super slow, super smooth. I mean, he's just driving so perfectly right now, trying to almost inching pretty much every bit of potential out of that car. Maybe able to capitalize here on Peter Bank going into the grass.
Yeah, Bank puts 2 left side wheels in the grass. A little late on the brakes, can't get it woed up, but he's still maintained position. Did not cost him.
Yeah,
Barthelmes, man, looking good.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like Peter Bank went from P1 in front of Josh Green down to P3. Probably not what he wanted to happen. Hopefully, oh wow, look at that! Look at that front end grip from that Porsche.
Yeah. Peter Bank. I mean, Trent Walco, though, how happy is Trent? Man, McAuliffe really giving the business to Peter. These guys are racing hard. I know Trent is happy to be out in front of Peter Bank finally. Look at these camera angles here. Team Crawford working in the control
Sean
booth.
McAuliffe is not too far. Down the inside, it looks like Paul Barthelmes, I thought he was going to make the move there.
I did too. I think Paul might have missed. Look at Sean McAuliffe get inside of Peter Bank and make it stick as they head out onto the Indy banking.
Oh,
Does McAuliffe have the grunt?
Having the inside to this corner is a good place to be. Sean
tucking it back inside,
open his hands a little bit.
Bank's in
kind of
trouble.
courteous to Peter Bank, though.
Ooh.
Peter, I can't say the same.
Look at the elbows. Oh my gosh.
The dirty part of the racetrack. Able to keep it together, though.
Tough break for McAuliffe there. Peter Bank just kind of manhandled him a little bit. I'm sure Sean is not happy about that. But I'll tell you who is happy about that. That Audi of Paul Barthelmes that got through there.
Oh, but a little commentator's curse. Looks like Sean McAuliffe was trying to nudge it down the inside. I think one of the biggest winners here is Ian Barthelmes, able to capitalize on the action ahead and really catch back up to that pack.
Yeah, the Pratt Miller car. Yeah, the Pratt Miller car is closing the gap, and now Sean's got pressure from behind out of the other Barthelmes, Ian Barthelmes, in the American Iron, that Corvette C8R.
And I mean, ultimately, with the amount of aggression, I gotta say, from the three drivers ahead, Ian Barthelmes may have the opportunity to truly capitalize on the battle and slot his way through if he plays his cards right and is nice and patient with it. And I believe that Ian knows that as well.
Yeah, he totally does. He's heard Dennis and Taylor say it. We all say it.
No, look at that.
Wow, what is happening here? Sean McCall, and there's Hedian in the NSX. You talk about the commentator's curse, Demetrio. Were you just talking about cars racing hard and getting in trouble as the Corvette goes right through?
I mean, as I said, Ian Barthelmes, he's a smart driver. He's a consistent driver. But, man, like that smart really played off. Understood that some contact and some action may happen, and that's exactly what happened right there.
Yep. Keep your nose clean and wait for Paul and Sean to tangle.
Yeah. I mean,
and now Hedian's bringing the fight.
Absolutely. Hedian's trying to make the most of that NSX. Looks like not able to turn in great there, so he's not going to have a great run out. So this might be an opportunity for Paul Barthelmes to quickly get by Brian Hedian and get right back behind Sean McAuliffe, but I'm not sure if Hedian's going to let that happen.
Well, he's definitely going to defend, but I think the Audi is a little bit more car.
Absolutely. It looks like the NSX may be missing a rear bumper. I don't know. Is that just me? Let's take a look. I don't think it comes from factory like that. What do you think, Derek?
I'm pretty sure that's not the most aero look there. I mean, the diffuser's still in place though, so hey, he's got the wing, he's got the diffuser. Hedian is driving it.
I would argue that weight reduction is a good thing. I mean, but
for sure.
I mean, also
that's why I wish I was as skinny as Josh Green.
Yeah,
I want to be as skinny as Josh Green one day, but also I love ice cream. So ice cream in the clubhouse, very important.
Paul Barthelmes is right there on Brian Hedian. I think Brian Hedian may have sustained some damage earlier on the race, but I mean, Paul, look at that, straight down the inside, he's going to make that move happen.
And Brian, a pro, courteous, makes room, gives quarter, and lets the Barthelmes Audi through.
But I gotta say, I don't think Brian's given up quite yet. I think he understood that he may not have that traction to the corners, but he's gonna keep giving it his best whirl in that NSX.
I think, Dimitro, we would be remiss if anybody who knows the Barthelmes boys knows that they are huge. I mean, huge Checo Perez fans.
Are they?
And news broke today that Checo is officially out of the Red Bull car and pretty much unemployed as a Formula One driver. So, you see the Barthelmes kids fighting through the grief, driving through the tears, and it's really a heroic effort on the part of Paul and Ian just to even be in this race with the sad news out of the Checo pit today.
Absolutely. It's super unfortunate stuff. I mean, look, I love Checo.
No doubt devastating.
Phenomenal driver and a great role model for any young race car driver or old race car driver. I mean, just he's a force of nature, but super unfortunate stuff from the Red Bull paddock.
The Minister of Defense. That's what I call him.
Exactly.
He's the Minister of Defense, guarding Verstappen's rear quarter and leading him to his first World Championship.
Oh yeah, and you have to give credit where credit's due. He's a phenomenal driver, and I think everyone in the paddock can agree with that. Hopefully Paul Barthelmes is able to look past the unfortunate news.
Yeah,
and keep his
grief.
straight.
His grief. Half his closet is now out of date. All of his Checo Red Bull clothing out of date. But fighting through the tears, Paul hangs on and fights off Brian Hedian. Hedian was trying to get the nose inside of him there at turn 3. And Paul is still looking to reel in Sean McAuliffe. I think we've seen this play before.
Yeah, I would agree. I agree there as well.
We're about halfway through this race, kids. The crowd is on its feet. Merchandise is flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. I think Josh Green is already checked out.
No, it doesn't look like it. Josh Green's only 0.3 out of Trent Walco.
Look at that. And Walco, now I'll tell you who has checked out. Josh and Trent have checked out on Peter Bank. I think the fight that Peter Bank had to put up really took it out of his car, took it out of his tires. And you can see that Trent and Josh have a pace right now that Peter doesn't quite have.
Yeah, but I was talking with Trent earlier, and he was telling me, he's like, if I'm behind Josh Green, I'm not showing him any mercy. I'm driving him all the way to the wall, and if I'm on the inside, I'm going to make sure that he goes into the grass. So, you know what? This may be an interesting little fight we got ourselves here. Actually, looking back, Jordan Klein looks like he's got himself right behind Alex Schneider.
Yeah, I like that positioning. Beautiful race car there, too. An inspired choice on Jordan Klein's livery.
It's a gorgeous color. I mean, we were talking about it before, but it is absolutely dreamy.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
Look at this drone. This drone camera angle is fantastic. Yeah, it's amusing because you see the Klein car, which I think is the prettiest car on the track, and then you see the Peterson car, which is like the opposite of the prettiest car on the track. Let's take a look inside this Jordan Klein car.
Yeah, Peter, you can definitely tell. Schneider is definitely looking in his mirrors here. Oh, that's some contact, and looks like
Jordan Klein. Oof, man. I think the steward's going to have to take a look at that. I think that was pretty aggressive out of the Klein kid.
Yeah, I was going to say there, I'm pretty sure the stewards won't be too happy about that angle. I mean, man,
Also, Alex Schneider not happy about that.
I can only imagine. Alex Schneider, though, able to get the car right back on track. Not sure if he sustained any damage there. Ooh, doesn't look like the front bumper is there anymore, though.
No, he's got a little problem with that splitter.
Yeah, it's not looking all too great. Owen Barthelms in the McLaren.
Yep. The senior Barthelms.
Clean, consistent driving. Love to see it. And is that Chris Peterson not too far behind?
Chris looks like he's dropping some fluids on the track. Maybe he's got a tire rubbing or something. Yeah, it's classic Chris Peterson.
Looks like something's not fully right there. Actually, looking here, it looks like Chris Peterson may have been involved in a little bit of an incident. Is this going to be a
Peterson
spin?
hustling it there.
Oh, just took a little too much curb.
What are you doing, Hurricane? Oh, no.
Able to keep it out of anyone. Look at that. Look at a little burnout action.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Chris Peterson, man. You know, rat race champion, Chris Peterson. Never seen a drift he didn't want to do.
Yeah. Chris Peterson, though. Oh, it looks like Chris Peterson had another incident. We'll jump to that real quick.
It's a shock. I tell you can't believe that out of this Peterson kid.
May just be that too much drifting caused the rear tires to cook up.
Is he auditioning for Top Gear? Is he trying to get James May's job? Does he want to take over for Richard Hammond? What is he doing there?
Looks like able to get it back on track, back underway. Chris Peterson, though, it looks like he's lost pretty much the entire rear tire. So probably at this point he's doing a little bit of ice skating at the rear of that car.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to get a meatball flag here in a minute. I think his race is about done.
Yeah, Sean McAuliffe and Paul Barthelms. It just feels like this is the battle of the night. Still just within 0.5 of one another. This is just some phenomenal racing.
Right, and they're clean and consistent and poised under pressure. It's just great racing.
I mean, I would love to just have a few. I feel like the tire degradation is drastically different from that Audi and that Porsche. It felt like towards the end of last race, Paul Barthelms was just acquiring tons and tons and tons of pace. I think that the way that the Porsche falls off is drastically different than the Audi.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think what you mean to say is one of them's falling off and one of them ain't. Look at this camera angle, though, man.
I gotta say though, one thing that's just absolutely baffling is the how similar Sean McAuliffe and Paul Barthelmes are when it comes to consistency. For a point of reference, Sean McAuliffe's fastest lap this race, a 126.78. Paul Barthelmes, a 126.73. That is a 500ths difference. They are
amazing,
so close on pace. It's
lap after lap after lap after lap.
Phenomenal stuff from the both of them.
Through the Joker cut, onto the midfield straight. Audi just bearing down. Paul really trying to get a look at Sean's inside line there, and he just cannot get close enough. I think at this point, Paul really needs Sean to make a mistake.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you saw the little dummy move, trying to get a reaction out of Sean McAuliffe, but I feel like Sean McAuliffe has started to really start to read Paul's driving and understand how he drives. Sean McAuliffe not even falling for the bait in the slightest, not even a slight turn of the wheel from Paul Barthelmes. And Ian Barthelmes up ahead, just driving. He's having a great time.
Yeah, I mean, all three of those drivers all have been instructed by Monticello driving instructors, professional race coaches at Monticello Motor Club, the world's premier automotive country club. If you want to be as fast as these guys, you should be booking your instructor now for the 2025 season.
And wow, Sean McAuliffe holding that inside line. Look, the racecraft from these two is phenomenal, and I can't say that it's, all the Monticello instructors, but I know for a fact that the Monticello instructors are definitely teaching them all a lot of this racecraft because it's just so good. I mean, you could tell, even we were watching, it feels like we're watching Josh and
he's making Paul work. He's just making Paul work, right? He's making Paul go the long way. It really is good.
Take a look up ahead back at Josh Green and Trent Walker. Is there anything going on here? Let's find out.
Josh Green, he just, he thinks Trent's race is adorable. He's like, that's cute, Trent. I like it. And also, you're not going to pass me.
Yeah, I think at this point, Josh knows he has the place. I think he started to understand that Trent just may have a slight advantage in that Audi, and he's just toying with him at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Trent's doing a crossword. I actually looked through the windshield. I think Josh Green might be eating a sandwich. I'm not sure. But rumor has it that he might be eating a sandwich right now.
You know what? I might have to give him a call after this and ask him what he's been up to during this time. Maybe doing some homework now. Not completely sure, but
you may have heard he's an engineering student.
Yeah, so
I love these guys though. I absolutely love picking on these guys. So they can't even hear me, and still I'm picking on them because it's what I do.
It's too good of stuff. Let's take a look. Maybe Paul Barthelmes and wow, the nose was about to go for the move.
I'm telling you, man, this is the race right here.
I feel we're almost. I think next lap is white flag, so I think Paul Barthelmes will start to take advantage of any opportunity he can. Oh, is this an opportunity right here?
Get it in there. Yes. Oh man, look at McAuliffe put the nose in there. Wow, that was a bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy, and McAuliffe not
with
having
the response.
It. Oh, and yeah, McAuliffe unhappy about that dive bomb, but hey, I don't know. Was it the best racecraft in the world? Maybe not, but hey, I give the kid credit. He's trying. He's got to do something. He's tired of looking at the rear end of that Porsche.
I got to say though, you can tell that Paul Barthelmes has started to get in McAuliffe's head. You saw as soon as Paul went for the flank left, Sean was right there as well. So Paul Barthelmes did a phenomenal job trying to get into Sean McAuliffe's head. But I think Sean's got that resiliency.
Again, I mean, I love these guys. These members are really getting after it. Love to see, like Sean McAuliffe. He's our, He was the 2023 GT4 champion in real life. He's out here racing the Sims. You've got entire Barthelme's family, except for the classy one, out here racing these Sims. It's just a great day to be a member of Monticello Motor Club.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I would be really happy to be Ian Barthelmes. Look at this. The battle behind is so intense that he's just picking up time and more time. There's not really much.
He's on a Sunday drive. Yeah, he's on a Sunday drive, man. He's just out there doing a lapping session. He's having a great day.
It's really good driving as well. I mean, absolutely hitting every single apex, driving it from white line to white line. Some great driving, able to really focus on that.
I must say too, by the way, Ian and Paul, hats off to the livery look, because Owen livery, I don't know. You need to talk to the kids. Your livery game, not so great on that McLaren. Owen needs to get it stepped up here for race 1.
I mean, look,
this Kraken car, Kraken Audi is hot.
Cool. It is super cool. Luckily, Owen's got some time to find himself a nice paint job before the next race. But here, checkered flag. It looks like Sean McAuliffe able to hold off Paul Barthelmes all the way to the line.
Excellent fight, though. Excellent fight. Glad to see the moxie in the youngster there, going forward under braking in that midfield straight. Brian Hedian turning in a clean race, coming in 8th. Jordan Klein and Alex Schneider gonna have a meeting in the pits, I bet. Schneider across the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. Protest paperwork coming for Jordan Klein out of that Schneider car. Yeah,
straight to the steward's office. And Owen Barthelmes rounding out the race. What a phenomenal race we've had here today.
I tell you, it's great. I've missed this. It's good to be back, Dimitro. Good to be back.
It's great. I absolutely love it. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm so happy for an entire season of racing that we have ahead of us.
Yeah, this is a really fun thing. Thanks to Brian Hedian and Josh Green and yourself, Demetria, for putting this together. All the racers that came out, all the support we get from the world's premier automotive country club, the fans watching at home on YouTube. It was a really great showcase race. We will be back for race 1. Demetrio, do you have in your hot little fingers there the dates for the next race?
Now, this is a great question, and I will
yes, it is.
A quick little look here. I'm pretty sure that the next race is going to be on January 8th at Watkins Glen in the MX-5, which sounds like a little bit of a throwback.
Oh, man. MX-5s into the bus stop? What's not to like, kids?
No,
the crowd will be on its feet, and the mechanics will be up all night long.
Yeah, and then look, this almost feels like an homage to the first race of the first season, last season, where we were driving at Watkins Glen in the MX-5. So it'll be interesting to see all the drivers back again and seeing the development over the course of not only last season, but through the actual race season this year. I think, first things first, I feel like we're going to have a lot more members this next time around because it was just such an exciting race last time.
Yeah. Well, it was a great race. You're totally correct about that. And I'm looking forward to it. We hope all you viewers at home will join us on January 8th for our next race in the MX-5s at Watkins Glen International up in the Finger Lakes of New York. Thanks for coming out. It was a great race. Josh Green wins both of the heat showcases tonight. Trent gets second in one. Peter gets third, and they swap places for the other race. But it was a really excellent race. Lots of good members. We're glad to see the Barthelmes out, and Schneider and Alex Schneider and George and Tim. Thanks for coming and racing with us. Demetrio, you want to send us out?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all for today. I want to thank you guys all so much for checking into the stream today. It was an amazing race, and we're going to have tons of amazing races this season, so make sure to mark your calendars. We're going to have all the live streams pre-set up so you'll know exactly when they're going live. And yeah, just want to thank you guys so much for checking into the stream today, and we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and put the post notification or hit the bell when you hit subscribe so you'll actually know when we go live again. And we'll see you in the next race.